Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and today we're going to unbox another order from Headeration. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I have an order from Headeration, and this was kind of a makeup order. I'd gotten some stuff from him a while back, and I wanted to make TMDK. I wanted to make the whole stable, and while I was at it, I wanted to make TM61 as well. And when I got my order, the second set of head sculpts for Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste were not in there. And I know you guys told me who was who in the last video, and I'm gonna forget. I know I'm gonna mess up their names between their NXT names and their New Japan names. I'm gonna mess it up. So I'm just gonna refer to them both as TM61 because that is what I will be using to put them together. But first off here, we have the head sculpt. Oh, I didn't finish my story. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So this was kind of a makeup order. So I reached out to Headeration. He said, not a big deal. I'll get those in the mail for you. So he sent those. Those two are going to be in the slot. And then I had a bunch of reward points. I had no clue that that was a thing. So I had a ton of reward points for head sculpts, and I reached out to Headeration. I asked if I could just use those up. And I did. So I've got some other stuff in here, and then it was the same time I think he was running a deal, or he had like a discount code for one of the pay-per-views. So you got an extra head sculpt in there. So this ended up being a pretty decent sized lot. So I thought it was just going to be my replacement, or the extra heads that I had ordered, but there's a bunch of stuff in here, a very wide variety of things, but I'm really excited because there's some stuff in here I've wanted to knock off for a while. So now I'll keep moving on. The first one here I have is Don Callis. This is the current look for Don Callis with the sunglasses. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna use a Cody Rhodes body, the suited one, like the blue suited one. I have a bunch of those extras. I might end up painting the suit and putting a design on it, but I really want to use those legs. Like that body I think just fits really well for Don Callis. So I'm gonna paint this up. He does have the scar above his right eye on this head sculpt. A very nice looking head sculpt. Off the top of my head, I can't think if if I've seen a custom with the sunglasses and everything, but I know I've seen a couple other ones. Headeration does have, which I have, a Don Callis head sculpt that doesn't have the sunglasses on it, but I wanted to get this one in here, especially as prominent as Don Callis himself is just becoming with the Don Callis family in AEW. So that's the first head sculpt. Pop that off here. And then next, like I said, we've got, so Shane Haste, I think, right here. I'm going to be making him in his TMDK look, TM61. And then I'm also going to be making a Slapjack custom from when he wore the hockey mask and he was a part of Retribution. I think that was their name. So those will be coming. I've got a lot of stuff already on the desk that I've been working on, so I haven't pieced these together. They should be pretty easy once I get to it. The whole TMDK group I think is going to look awesome. I have some good ideas there, but this is a nice head sculpt, no different than the last time that I had it. I do like the hair, facial hair. I think it all looks fantastic. And then I believe this is Mikey Nichols. Try not to mess that up. But again, both of these, they look good. They were just the extra heads I'd ordered that weren't in there when I got the order. So I knew those were coming. And then my reward point heads were ones that I was on the fence about getting for a long time. And then just decided now was the time to pull the trigger. So let's pop that one off. And let's see. Next up is Kevin Knight, and admittedly, I've only watched a little bit about him. I couldn't tell you very much. If you ask me, like, my favorite match of his so far, I probably don't have one for you, but I have seen how popular he is, teaming with Speedball Mike Bailey is Jet Speed, I think is their tag name. And I had some ideas in mind as far as formula and everything, so I already went ahead. I got the decals from Curb Stomp. This is a really nice head sculpt as well. I think Headeration's got a couple different versions of him, like maybe there's like a headband one. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. I was just kind of scrolling through the website this morning, looking at some newer stuff he had. But we've got Kevin Knight there, and I've got one Speedball Bailey that I've painted up already, and then 3XR Studio has a nice Speedball head sculpt in his 3D library. So I'll probably print off that and make a Jet Speed look, but that's another one I'm excited for. I love filling out the roster with, I love filling out my collection with guys on the roster that I don't know if I'll get a figure of. Next, we're going to take a turn. This is very different than what we've seen so far with New Japan and AEW stuff, but we have Dan the Beast Severn, and I barely remember him as a wrestler as a kid, and I just remember thinking, this guy looks so boring, not realizing how he legitimately was a bad dude. So with the head sculpt, it's a nice head sculpt. I've seen it painted up a few times now. I know it's a good looking sculpt. I love the hair. I love the mustache. He's just got the most 90s dad looking mustache, and I can't wait to paint it up. I have seen it again. I've seen a few customs. I've seen a few formulas, so it'll be a pretty basic one. I think I am going to sew like his gray shirt that he would wear that kind of has like the wet look on the front. I'm gonna figure out how to do that as well, maybe with like some Mod Podge or some I don't know, I'll figure out something. But I feel like I can take a lot of small things to make a really cool custom with Dan Severn. And like I said, I was on the fence. I've had this in my cart and then put it back, and I've gone back and forth a bunch of times deciding whether or not I was going to grab this head sculpt, but I figured no time like the present, and I went ahead and ordered Dan. And then next up, this was the extra head, I guess, that was thrown in for the deal, and it was the new Kota Ibushi that Headeration just put out recently. And I have a Kota Ibushi. The head sculpt I have is from House 14. It was one of the first head sculpts I painted up, and it was also one of the earlier customs I made where I used decals, and it turned out fantastic. So I've never had a big itch to make another one, but I would like to make an updated look for him, even though it's not that much different. It's still kind of the same white, blue, gold scheme, but I'm going to make him in his AEW debut, even though his AEW time has been unfortunate. The memories of Gold Star Kota Ibushi are very fond. But even like the Cruiserweight Classic, like it blows my mind that he was in that in WWE. But this is a nice sculpt. I like it. I like it looks pretty different than the one that I have on my other custom. It's completely different people that made it, but I like this one. I think it captures the hair well, the likeness well. I'm excited to paint it up and make another Kota Ibushi. So we do have just one more sculpt for today, and this was the one that I have wanted to make for a super long time, but for various reasons I hadn't gotten around to ordering it yet. But I finally ordered Desperado, and the big thing with making a custom for him was that I didn't have legs that had tassels all the way down the pants, and I didn't want to make it and not have the tassels on the side. And then I ended up doing the Shota Umino, and I used faux leather down the side of his pants to give him the tassel look. And I immediately was like, all right, well, who else can I make that has tassels on their pants? So Desperado's finally going to get his time to shine on Work in Progress Wednesday. This head sculpt is awesome, and part of it is just how awesome the mask is that he wears. I haven't decided what color, if I'm going to do the like black and white that he normally has, if I'm going to do black and red. I am going to make it an attire with a black base. I'll zoom out a little bit. So this is going to be the whole body for him. I've got some AJ Styles legs, and then we'll add all the details. But Gonna add in the decal or the tassels on the side, and I think this is gonna look awesome when I get done. So I'm really excited to make him. I've wanted to make him. The mask is so cool. I think it's Super 7 or Storm Collectibles who did the Desperados that you can get on ringside, and they look great. I really like them. I have the Jushin Liger Storm Collectibles figure, the purple and white one, but it's just so much bigger. It's not in scale with Mattel or like Jazzwares even. Like the Jushin Liger is humongous compared to some of the Mattel and Jazzwares figures. So it looks awesome by itself. It's a good figure. It just doesn't work for what I want in my collection. So I finally have my chance to do that here with Desperado, but that is everybody for today. So we had it, him, Dan Severn, Kota Ibushi, Kevin Knight, Nick Miller, Shane Haste, or Mikey Nichols, Shane Haste, and Don Callis. Did I say Don Callis? So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sculpts. So just 8 more sculpts to add to the to-do list. I have so many. I have been trying to buy less, and I can't pass up a deal. I struggle to pass up a deal. Fodder. That's what I'll slow down. I'll slow down on buying fodder lots as I get prepared to unbox and record a few more of those for the channel coming up here. But anyway, that is it for today's order. If you stuck around to the end here through all of my yapping and tangents I go off on, I appreciate it. I love talking about figures. Hope you guys enjoy it as well. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude